My song is G Wiz Life. The reason why I picked that song, because there was a point in time in life where I was kind of struggling, like I didn't know where money was coming from, shit I was doing I wasn't proud of, you know, I was on my own. And then I just constantly kept listening to this song, because what he was saying was like, your life soon sorted, like your life's gonna be alright, so don't worry, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. And that was a couple of years from now, I'm good now. So when I hear that song, I think about that song, it gets me through those times and those thoughts. G Wiz Life.
My mom, she's just like namaste, like the entire meaning of namaste. So my song that I love and I hold dear to myself is Redemption Song by Bob Marley. Reminds me of my father and my mother as well. My father passed a few years ago, so every time I hear that song, it's just a bunch of emotions, good times, bad times, trials and tribulations just come back. His opening lyrics are emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but yourself can free your own mind. So take that with me on a day-to-day.
Alright, so song for me is Hard Knock Life by Jay-Z. Growing up in New York, Brooklyn, Jay-Z, big idol and big hero in New York. So, you know, where the story starts out with me is he was coming to Brooklyn to come do the video shoot. And you know, he had posters, signs, everything, come out, come show love, come be a part of the video. And sister, she decided to go, and she's like, yeah, you know, we all gonna go out there, me, you know, some of my cousins, some of my friends, and everything. I was like, yeah, cool. 2 blocks away from my house, so you know, we wanted to do that. And then getting ready to go that day, and my mother, she's like, where do you think you're going? And like, oh, we going to the block party. That's what we said we wanted to do, because it was the block party. If we was gonna say it was a video shoot, my mom probably wouldn't have let us go. So we went to a block party, but my mother, she already knew what it was with that. So getting ready to go downstairs, and mom was like, nah, go back upstairs, you're not going. Sister went out there. I ain't seen it in the video, but she was, you know, she was in the back, she was a part of it. So, you know, that's a real good thing. You know, Hard Knock Life, that's the video, that's the song for there. That's hits home for me, because Brooklyn, Jay-Z, you know, that's it.
My song of choice is If We Lose or Wins by Atmosphere. The reason I picked that song was because it taught me how to cut off a lot of loose ends and dead end friendships in my life that weren't getting me anywhere, weren't getting anybody anywhere, and it was just ultimately a waste of time. It also taught me that the quality of friends is better than the quantity of friendships in your life, and it's the best I got.
With that said, I would say Diamond in the Back by Curtis Mayfield. A time that I would say relates to, you know, that song in particular is when there's a verse in the song where he's like, diamond in the back, roof pulled back, dig in the scene with a gangster lean, ooh. And
They had verses back then.
so with that said, you know, I was hanging out of a hoopty at the time, you know, our family car, hubcaps missing, you know, different panels of the car, you know, different mismatched colors, you know, it wasn't a Cadillac at all. And I didn't have a diamond in the back of the thing at all either. So car was definitely not compared to it at all, but as far as how we rode down that highway going to Key West with my family, you know, listening to that song, you know, we didn't have it, but we definitely rode and were proud of every moment of being in that car because we all shared that moment as a family vacation.
Tupac Changes. That's my jam. That's a good song, man. Yeah, exactly. It's a good song. I'm sure a lot of people know the song because if you think back and listen to the lyrics, even today, even though the song was made in the 90s, even it still relates to what's going on in the culture today. Like a couple of bars that he said is, get a crack to the kid, who the hell cares? One less hungry mouth on welfare. You get what I'm saying? He was trying to say that basically the whole part that he was trying to get across in that song is that ain't no business owner gonna care for us. Ain't nobody besides each other. We gotta care for each other. And that song really, really did touch me.
I think one song that I'll have to say impacted me probably one of the best times ever was by the Commodores, and it's called Sail On. And it affected me in a lot of different ways because at the time that I heard it, I was going through a breakup. And I don't know if you guys know it, but the lyrics are basically this guy loves this girl and she doesn't love him, and she breaks his heart and he finally gets the strength to move on. It was hard for me because I feel like a lot of times when I hear Lionel Richie songs, people often are like, oh my God, you know, I got married off of this song and that, and then it was just a complete opposite for me. It was like, I heard his music when I was at a rock bottom part of my life, and even though I grew up listening to him, it's funny because until you fall in love, you don't really know what he's talking about, because a lot of his songs are about love and loss of love and stuff like that. So, I was listening to songs like Still, Hello, Stuck on You, but Sail On really did it for me because it helped me to be able to breathe and not feel pain. And it helped me get over probably the worst breakup that I had to date.
Song that impacts me the most, I would say Jodeci, Cry For You. I discovered Jodeci in high school, and when I heard the song, I was just like, whoa, like they put so much emotion and heart into that song, and just a man talking about he'll express that type of sentiment towards a woman. That's not something I grew up with. That's not something, you know, guys in our generation really talk about. So I just thought that song was like really, really sweet, and it made me have hope that, you know, I would find a guy like that eventually, one day, someday, not today, but one day. But ever since I discovered that song, I had to have been like 14 years old. It's been my favorite song ever since. I'll probably end up getting married to that song. I listen to it about a couple times a week. Just one of those positive, hopeful, keep the love alive type songs. So,
yeah, the song that I could relate to is the Nas, I Can. The Godson album dropped in 2002. In 2002 is when I came over here to the US. And yeah, that song was like a big motivation for me because I had to work extra hard because I was not from here. I was from the Bahamas. So, yo, Nas is just preaching and telling you you can be whatever you want to be. And, you know, that was like a big, big motivation for me. That was and still is one of like the big songs in my life that inspires me to be who I am. And I just feel like, you know, I'm doing pretty well today, and I love that.
The song that I picked is Killing Me Softly by Lauryn Hill. And the reason why I picked that song is because in the past, and still kind of now, that I go through my problems with my self-esteem and everything else, and then I do have someone that's in my life that helps me through it. And since day one that we met, it's been that way. And with his songs, which is his words, he raps me with them, comfort me, and keeps me protected.
A single song that created a story or impacted my life is Sampha, No One Knows Me Like My Piano. It's a song that actually recently came out because recently my aunt passed away from cancer, and it was an emotional song that just talked about confiding in music at a time when you just felt really low and felt really alone. So losing her, and actually the artist Sampha actually lost his mom to cancer, so it was very relatable. And it's just a song that you actually just felt when you listen to it. A lot of music these days you don't really feel, but with this song, the lyrics to it are very simple, but at the same time, they're just very genuine.
So my song is Man on the Moon by Kid Cudi. It's kind of an old one, but I chose this song because when I was in like high school, I felt real weird. Like as much as I rocked with everybody, I was always feeling like real different. So when I began to like go through this phase, I just couldn't help myself but feel like you're on the moon, like you're different, like you can't compare to other people. And especially with like the way people were making moves, like I ain't like that. So I was like, damn, like I needed something to get me through, like all freshman year. So I used to listen to the song like back to back to back, like crazy. And I would think to myself, like, at least I know someone else out there understands how I feel.
The reason that song resonates to me so much, majority of my life, I could say I grew up not necessarily liking my life from probably like, let's say elementary school to 9th grade. Family problems, getting bullied at school, different things and that, made fun of, kind of made you not appreciate it, made you not want to be there. And I've done some other stuff to kind of jeopardize my life in the past. But that song really lets you know that no matter what's going on, no matter what people say, you just gotta love your life. Love your own. There's other people that go through the same struggle. But just cherish your own, because you only got one life. And cherish the people that's in it, because you never know when they're gonna go. I could relate that back to my grandmother that passed in 2013. Literally, we went from, Easter Sunday, to her having dinner with us, to literally her leaving 20 minutes later, and within a couple weeks being in hospice. So I always said for that month straight, I'll never forget, she always was trying to get me over to come visit with her. I would always put excuses for work and other stuff and just BSing. And I didn't really know that a month later she would be gone. So it's just really, that song just really explains, just cherish life, just cherish life, live it to the fullest, do what you want to do to make an impact on others. Do what makes you happy.